I only date non-white people, really.
Yeah.
So it's not. I'm them.
It's not.
I'm literally the fat white woman.
You're the fat white woman. Yeah.
I am a fat white woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much. That's why we get along so well.
For the first 40 minutes, yeah. And I was on mushrooms and weed, yeah. Dude, I took a drug test on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, you took a drug test?
Mm-hmm.
How'd that go?
It went. I haven't gotten the results back, but I'm pretty sure it went well. I haven't touched anything. I haven't touched anything in over a month, so it should be fine.
You touch yourself though?
Oh, all the time, baby.
Ayo.
You already know, baby.
Hell yeah!
It's called being cool. All right? Mm-hmm. You should try. When did you first start jacking it?
I'd say 10.
10?
Yeah, I started jacking at 10.
How'd you discover it?
My older brother. This okay? Whoa, not like
whoa. Ooh.
No, my family was.
You're
really
like
close.
I was molested. This is the beginning of my molestation story. Dude, there was a comic yesterday who had a whole bit about you didn't go to tavern yesterday. What happened?
Oh no, I had a birthday party thing with coworkers.
Oh okay.
So I decided to just be a regular person yesterday.
Yeah. Fucking loser.
I
Sound
know.
like Chris Herb, bro.
No, I
fucking just have a regular group of friends and your comic group of friends.
Don't worry, I'm still snapping, dude. I was calling people broads and dames. I was like, hey, listen here, sugar tits.
And you're going to be the funny one in the group.
Oh
yeah.
Like so much further
when you're a
beyond,
comic, it's like next level compared to normal people.
Sometimes you just have to step away to let people breathe for a second. You're just like, I'm going to go outside while you guys get your breath back, and I'm just out there just being a sad clown.
You're out there fucking throwing zingers, bro.
Just smoking a clown, smoking a cigarette out back, and he's like, time to clock back in. Open the door. What's up, bitches?
Yeah. No, there's a comic who did a joke about it wasn't even a joke about she talked about orgasms she's a new comic. I don't know what her name is, but she talked about orgasms for like 3 minutes, and it was before some doing comedy, and then I followed her.
And tough follow.
Bricked up too. No,
you come up and
bro, fully torqued, bro.
Honestly, imagine doing anything with a hard dick 10 times funnier. Automatically 10 times funnier. Going into a bank.
Oh yeah.
Just with a deposit slip, and you're like, I'd like to put this into my savings, please.
Just extra creepy, bro. Oh my goodness.
Just bricked up.
So 10 years old, you started jerking it.
Yep. Yeah, you got flicking my little bean.
You got taught by your brother.
Yeah, he showed me the ropes. And by the ropes, I mean him shooting some ropes.
Would you like walk in or something? And he's like, or you guys shared a room?
Yeah, we shared a room.
Oh, okay.
So I was already in the studio space.
Yeah, you're already in there.
Yeah, it's kind of like, imagine your roommate is one of those New York painters who has like, it's all over the loft. And it's
there's like fucking Jackson Pollock.
Yeah, but you weren't Jackson Pollock yet. So you're just like, the fuck is this?
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but he brought me in, and I remember the first thing I like fully touched myself to was Idle Hands, and there's a scene in Idle Hands where
the movie Idle Hands.
Yeah,
who's
the movie
in that?
Idle Hands. Devin Sawa, Seth Green, Jessica Alba.
Yo, shout out to Jessica Alba. Oh my goodness, she awakened a lot of boys.
Dude, I was
sexuality.
Woke up. She woke me the fuck up.
Sticking with the Latinas, I see.
Dude, yeah, I'm bricked up like a house.
Yo, for a while, Jessica Alba was the shit.
Yeah, she was in Fantastic Four.
It was Fantastic Four. She was in a bunch of other shit, and she was like the it girl. There's always an it girl every couple of years. She was a one for a while.
Do you remember in
Megan Fox was one for a good hot couple of years. Yo, her prime before all the Botox was fucking fantastic. When she was
think a little bit of Botox isn't crazy. It's just when it looks crazy.
Most of the times it does look crazy though.
Yeah, most of the time it does.
If it's subtle, yeah, there are some porn stars that have it and they're still super hot.
Yeah,
because you can barely notice it. But it's easy to tell because their forehead doesn't move.
Right.
Because it's just stuck. True. So their expression is like the same all the time. And it's like Megan Fox was hot before. And
they always look surprised when it's as if you told them that their landscapers didn't have papers.
Yeah,
it's that face.
It's that face all the time.
What? what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like just age naturally. You can still look hot.
But they don't.
I say that as a black person, black privilege, you guys.
They don't have anything natural about it though. They don't want a natural life. Even though they're talking about all organic this and organic that, but then they're shooting themselves full of fucking Botox.
Yeah. No, it's funny that I'm like, just wear natural, but I'm like, if a chick wants to get like her tits done or like a BBL, I'm like, go for it, baby.
You put your credit card down. Daddy's got you, bitch. Daddy's got you.
I'm like, fuck these student loans. Here you go. All right. Uncle Sally Mae can suck my dick. All right. You're getting that new ass, baby. God.
Applying for FAFSA was such a trip.
It was the worst. It fucking took forever. I don't know all this information about my mom. Yeah. It's like, what the fuck? And then, like, if you had one thing wrong, like the year you last filed for your taxes, they're like, redo it. It's like, what? And then they wouldn't tell you what was wrong. It was so ridiculous, bro. It took forever.
Public school is just such a fucking sham. And then you're like,
American
this
school.
This is higher education now. Give us money. And then you go in there and it's literally just a lecture hall where two crazy people, one student and the professor, are insane and everyone else is scared with their fucking heads down because there are these two fascist fucking people. Not really, but sometimes they do get that way of just leading the classroom discussion. It's the whole type of shit of like, the teacher calls you out like, are you chewing gum? And then the bitch next to you is like, yeah, she said no gum. I'm like, oh, I know. Why are you doubling down?
You have a very specific college experience over here.
I was enrolled in college. I just went to college to sell Adderall to the students.
Because this is nothing like I experienced. But it was a mix of a lot of things. It was like community college was great. But university was way better. People shit on like university when I was in community college. I went to university. I was like, way smarter students, way better professors, and much more like measured like discussions. You know,
than community college.
Yeah,
because community college
it was like people that got their GEDs dropped out. It was a lot of moms, a lot of people in their 40s. It was, and a lot of them didn't go to university, but it was still a lot of like second chance people, a lot of former drug addicts.
A lot of moms with like those the cleavage tattoos who will snap, like they're very nice, but then they get put on a debate team. They're like, let me fucking tell you about this bitch over here.
It was that, and then like 18-year-olds. It was it was definitely very interesting. But no, it was great. There was never any like bad discussion, even when I was in university. Like everyone was measured. The kids were very smart. The only bad thing would be like if there was no like fascism. They all knew nuance.
Was that a black girl who went to your school? Nuance?
Yeah. Nuance Campbell the third.
Nuance, where are you at? That's
Nuance, bitch, where you at?
That's a good one though. That's a good name, Nuance.
Nuance.
Yeah, that's like Beyonce, but new this time, bitch.
But do you know those videos of like somebody like who tries and like corral people by like saying like abortion isn't real or something, or yeah, they'll be like abortion isn't real unless you're a murderer or something like that, you know. They'll like or they'll be like college campuses are full of heathens who don't respect God, you know, and like you guys are all going to hell, things like that.
I mean, that's you got me with the second half. But
and like I remember that was the one thing that annoyed me. Like every week there'd be the same guy who'd go to campus and he'd do that, and he'd stand in the middle of the square with the sign or with a megaphone, and then people would be like, what? And then they would just argue back with him. And I remember one time I was headed to the library, and the same guy was doing it. He was like, you guys are all sluts, and you guys are drinking and having premarital sex, and God doesn't like it. And then all these girls are like, why are you saying that? And then they're like going back and forth with them. And then this guy comes. He comes and goes like, why are you guys giving this guy your attention? He's like, I'm down the street volunteering for the food bank every week, and I'm trying to get voices out, and nobody gives a fuck about that. But you guys are giving this piece of shit your attention. And he goes, just leave. And then everyone left.
Oh, absolutely.
And I was like, that guy's fucking awesome, bro.
He is.
Yeah.
No. We're talking about the puritanical guy, right?
No, this was another guy.
I know. I know. I'm kidding. Yeah. I know. But the soup kitchen guy has the exact right mind. Because that's what you should do.
And I get the mindset. Yeah. It's like he's like, I'm in college, I'm working my ass off, I'm trying to help lesser people. I'm literally on the street every week trying to get the voice out there of like, there are people who need help. Can you at least do something or spread the word? And you guys don't give a shit. But this guy is spewing hatred and you're like giving him all the attention. That's when he's not doing anything good in the world.
That's what like Reddit and Twitter is.
Yeah.
It's just negative shit gets all of the feedback, and then truly positive shit, like
Kanye West hating Jews, you know?
Yeah,
that's like a positive spin, right?
Do you know Dawson, the comic? He's
Eagleheart.
Yeah. Christian guy, very nice guy.
Yeah,
he has a podcast. He's super positive.
Yeah,
and I feel like he's undersung because he's not negative. And then look at the most propped up, talked about things in our community.
Yeah,
in stand up.
Because
it's when people call each other unfuckables. Is when everyone and their dog listens to the podcast.
It wasn't me. It was Andrew Ariana. He hates women. All right. Let it be known. He is a known misogynist. All right. He does not like women, especially black women. He's kind of a self-hating black person because he's a black comic now, you guys.
Yes, yes. He is a quarter black, just like the quarter pounders that he keeps on. I'm kidding. He doesn't. I've never seen him chow down. I've seen him like eat at IHOP. Yeah. He has a plate of food.
Yeah.
How does he sustain the mass?
Oh, he eats a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. How does he please the masses?
I've had many meals with him. Yeah, he eats a ton. Especially like I remember before open mics, if he like was like sleeping all day and working all night, and like we would go to like Improv Mania or something, and we were gonna go to a Mexican restaurant. He would order. Went to a Mexican restaurant. Went with Daniel Bright. I ordered like 2 tacos and like I don't know some bullshit. I don't know, like chips or something. He ordered 8 tacos. I'm not bullshitting you. 8 tacos. And he ate all of them. And then he also ordered like an enchilada and a tostada. And then he took that like home or something. Whoa. And I remember just being like, why? This is so much food. It was 8 tacos? That's insane.
That's
how you maintain the mass. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You have to eat a fuck ton like that. Even if it's once a day, you have to eat like so many calories and then not exercise in order to keep the weight on.
True. Earlier I went
and he's lucky he's still young. He's 24. You know, once he hits 29, you're fucked with that diet. All right. Unless you have good enough genetics where you can stave it off, but I doubt it.
Earlier today, I went out, got a coffee, venti, iced Americano, black. All right.
Like my women, you already know.
Do you want cream or sugar in there? I'm like, nah, just black. And they're like, oh, okay, so no cream or no sugar. I'm like, black. Say it.
Blacked.
With your
ED.
chest.
All right.
Blacked.
Black, like the website.
So I got that, and I drove around, and sometimes, especially on Wednesdays, they have this deal at Filiberto's. Yeah. $2 for a bean and cheese.
Oh, that's fucking fire, bro.
Dude, so I get a bean and cheese.
Forget about it.
And especially with tortilla chips at the house, you just open it up and just start pulling at the edges of the tortillas and just dipping it in the salsa.
It's fucking fantastic, bro.
Oh, my, so fucking good. And I got that, and then I got a little high in the car, so I was like, let me get a salad for later. So I went off to a salad and go.
A salad.
So
the things.
I was drinking Starbucks, eating a bean and cheese in the salad and go drive through, like, yeah, I'll have a Thai chicken salad.
Yo, shout out to being fat, bro.
I'm getting a salad.
You know you're a real fat person if you ever, dude. I do the same thing.
If you've been in 2 drive-thrus in less than 20 minutes,
if you get food to eat while you're waiting another drive-thru, that's how you know you're a fat person. If you've ever done that, you're a fucking fat ass. And I've done that so many times,
the line's so long.
It's so long, exactly.
So long, dude.
It's like, especially In-N-Out. I'd never 20 minutes. Yeah. I gotta eat some.
You gotta stop at Chick-fil-A first, get a chicken Sammy, and then go to In-N-Out to get the double.
Dude, I used to go to Burger King because there's In-N-Out in Peoria. Yeah. There's a Burger King right across the street. I'd go to In-N-Out to get 3 doubles, but it'd be
you glossed over that. Yeah. You glossed over those
3 doubles, no onions. No.
I love raw onion.
I hate onions.
I need a hockey puck of onions on my burger.
3 doubles. But I'd be like, I'm waiting 20-25 minutes to drive through. Yeah. I need to eat something. I'm hungry. So I would go to the Burger King drive through. I would get an original chicken sandwich and fries. And a large fry, and then I would eat half the chicken sandwich in the drive-thru and the fry because I was like, I can't eat the whole thing. I got to save the half chicken sandwich for the 3 doubles, to mix it up a little bit. And then that was too much. that was too much. I was like, I'm getting, this is not healthy. I need to eat less food when I'm waiting for my other food. So,
dude, you're seeing the Matrix right now.
For real, bro.
Breaking it down.
So here's what I would do, which is still horrible. I would go to Culver's, which is right down the street from it, and I'd get cheese curds and crinkle cut fries and eat those while waiting for my 3 double doubles.
If you ask a nutritionist, hey, I'm a speed runner. I'm trying to get diabetes fast as possible. I need pro clip times.
I'll get high blood pressure long before I get diabetes because I'm not like, I love sweets, but I stay away from sweets.
Yeah, my God.
But the salty foods, your daddy's getting them. All right, I'm gonna have a stroke before then. Yeah. you know when they say like, do you have a history of high blood pressure in your family when you go see the doctor? I'm always like, no, but it's gonna start with me. I'm the history. My grandchildren will be like, yeah, Grandpa Chudier has high blood pressure. He ate McDonald's all the time or something like that. Yeah.
There's a picture of you standing next to Ray Kroc.
For real.
Shaking his hand.
For real, yeah.
So, oh my God, that's just so much food.
Yeah.
And you're going to change your family tree.
Yeah, I'm going to fuck up. That's why I need to
be more of a bush.
I need to up my health before I fucking start squirting, unloading in women. You know, if I even choose to have children, I feel like I would want to have kids, even though kids seem daunting. I feel like I'd want to have kids if I got bored after a while. Kids are wonderful. I taught for a while. I really did love the students. Yeah. The job was tough. I really did love the students, and they really did like me. Like, I was thinking the other day, the hardest part was when I left. Like, before I left, there were some students that were really shy, and then they opened up to me. And I remember one student, she was like a very sweet girl. She was very smart, and she like didn't talk to anybody. Like, she would like sit by herself and not say much. But then after class, she would come up and talk to me. And she said, in my last school, I got expelled because somebody said I wrote a note threatening to like kill them or something, and then the teacher believed me, and so did the principal, and we had to like talk with my parents about it, and we were like, no, I never wrote that note about like killing somebody. And since she's such a quiet person, they're just like, she did that, and then they expelled her. And she's like, ever since then, she's like reserved because she doesn't want to like get out of that. And then she's like you're the only teacher I talk to because like you make me feel comfortable. Yeah. And then like a week later, I left. And I felt so bad. Because there were students like that were like strong. That would open up to me. They're like, "You're my favorite teacher, Mr. Gao," and it's like you like we feel heard, and like you are nice to us, and like other teachers don't treat me the way you do.
And you fucking hated teaching too.
Yeah.
So it's man.
Yeah. It was so rough. It was like it was draining. Yep. And it's like, and you've mentioned this before with your parents, where it's like the kids become almost your responsibility. Like you bring it home, where you're like, oh my God, like Matthew's dad like beat the fuck out of him. We had to call CPS and his situation is gonna be rough now because now he may have to go to foster home, you know. And then you're like, all right, time to make dinner, you know. And like
on a teacher's salary, your dinner is like Maruchan ramen with some rotisserie chicken from the other day. Yeah. It's very
from fries, leftover rotisserie chicken.
It's like some warm watermelon from a fruit platter that was at a PTA meeting.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I need to take some.
That's really what it was.
You keep Ziploc bags in your purse just in case you run across a rogue
teachers are
tray
so
of
poor.
donuts.
It's so sad how poor we are.
They're so poor.
It's so sad.
It's so poor.
And I remember like the other teachers, I remember like whenever we would get free food, like they would order Barro's pizza or some bullshit. Every teacher would like get a hard on, like, oh my God, free food. Like
they've been chewing gum since 2 days ago. Like
this is my breakfast and dinner.
What about lunch?
Trident spearmint, huh?
I don't believe in lunch anymore. Honestly, it got in the way of my life and my love.
It was insane. And then also, like, I started resenting some teachers because, like, they got paid more than me, but they taught, like, 2 classes instead of 4. I'm like, you motherfucker. I got to teach double the classes for less pay than you? You know? So it's like, it was a very hard job. But I did feel bad for the students because they genuinely opened up to me, and I was like, man, like, leaving them was really hard.
Deuces!
The job was so hard.
Mr. Gao, I think I'm finally like caring about school. For the first time in my life, my parents are happy with me and proud. And
that's funny.
I feel like with you staying, well, wait, where are you going?
Yeah.
Just as you're walking out.
No, it is funny.
You're like packing up a suitcase as they're telling you this.
No, it is funny because the students that like were great, like the A students, they were respectful, they could pay attention, they would do all the readings. They're gonna be fine. Like those students, and those students were sad too, but they weren't like as fucking they weren't as fazed by it. You know what I mean? Those kids are going to be like fucking CEOs who take over companies. Mm-hmm. But it is interesting how capitalism, this is a political podcast. No, it's not. But it is interesting how capitalism is like worshipped by so many people. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Capitalism is like, especially in America, we have advertising. It's worship where it's like if you meet a billionaire, people automatically who don't know much are like, oh, this person is
of high value.
They're better. Yes. They're of high value. Yes. They got $1 billion. That means they're a badass. Not, oh, they're a sociopath who had to fill a hole, Mm-hmm. The same thing with comedy. People will find out I do comedy. They're like, that's amazing. I go, no, we're broken people who need jokes, who need strangers to laugh at us at bars every night.
I feel like that's a less nuanced view.
Yeah.
Because
there are layers to it, but that's a big part.
Younger people know a lot more about comedy and comedians and who they are because of, like back in the day, if you're really into comedy and you watch Comedian, the Jerry Seinfeld thing, you understand deep. It's a great one. But that's for comedy diehards.
Orny Adams got fucked over, bro.
Yeah,
they made him look like an asshole.
He has a podcast.
Yeah, he has a podcast. And he's still successful. He has specials. He's still touring. But they made it seem...
He's no Seinfeld.
They made him seem way worse. And he was being pouty.
Yes.
He was like, fucking Seinfeld. He used to go up and everybody loves him. I'm grinding. It's like, bro, you're like... at the time, I think he was only 4 years in or some bullshit. And it's like, bro, calm down.
Chill. I know, yeah. But wait.
You're a 4-year open mic and you're looking at Jerry Seinfeld, who's like, at the time, I think like 25 years. And you're like, why do everybody love him? He's Jerry fucking...
The documentary's about him.
And also people do impressions of... How many impressions of comics can you do where someone goes, what's the deal? And people know it.
Yeah.
Not you, Orny.
Right.
All right. That's a special kind of comic, even if they're not amazing.
Jerry Seinfeld is so successful that there is a award-winning series that's animated that's loosely based on his success.
Yeah.
And things like that. It's called BoJack Horseman, one of the best fucking shows ever made.
I still haven't seen it, but I've heard great things about BoJack.
It takes like the first season is very surface level, and then by the 6th, oh my god, dude. You feel like those kids when you're leaving. You're like, I don't want it. Don't leave me. No.
You're like, don't go, please.
I finally like things.
You're like, don't go, please.
But we were talking about how like nowadays younger kids, I feel like understand the darkness of comedians a bit better because of listening to podcasts.
Yeah, podcasts.
And every single podcast at comics like, here's a dick joke, but I was molested. So it does show that.
Or they hear podcast beef, and comedians will like open up. Like comics. I'm surprised how many comics look at comments. Like Wendy Cummings, I listened to her on Howie Mandel's podcast, and she was crying because like she said some comic in LA, like that's like one of her peers, and I think the Comedy Store or the Hollywood Improv or something like said got commented when she released her special, somebody like her not being funny or something, and then she started crying because she's like what the fuck, like I worked so hard. And like you're gonna say all these mean things to me, and you're a peer, and like already get enough shit from the internet, and I'm just like, yo, on what level do you stop looking at like comments? Like you shouldn't care about these people.
Multi-millionaire who's so successful.
You have two shows in syndication. That means whenever a network buys a show, they have to pay you a fat check every time.
And also,
every couple years.
Her podcast is going.
Yeah.
She's raising up young comics. She's putting on shows during
selling out theaters worldwide.
She's doing shit.
Yeah.
Like even if you don't like Whitney Cummings and her comedy, she is objectively good at the job.
Yeah,
she's
but
doing
there are
the job.
comics that will still be like, all these mean comments. But it's like, come on.
Yeah, and I think that's where it's. I guess it's a super extra layer of frustrating for women comics as opposed to us, because I've never questioned whether or not I'm booked for diversity. Mm-hmm. And maybe you don't.
I don't at all. I'm never booked for diversity. Right. All right. There's literally, you guys, there's literally
I know it seems like you would be, but
I'm not.
Yeah, you.
There's literally 9 black comics in the scene. As far as like our acts, none of us really have similar acts.
No,
that I know
at all.
of, especially in the open mic scene. Like
I think that Devontae has some sons, like some.
What?
Devontae Easby has some sons where they like people who do that similar style, but they aren't as established or comfortable on stage to pull
Maybe
because he's a very laid back guy, so he brings people in. But yeah, some people do that, but it's still finding their voice in it. So there are some overlaps in styles, but it's obvious. Like
for the most part, I don't. Yeah, like if I look at like Darrell or like Josh or Glendon or fucking Dietrich or me,
Andrew Oriana.
Yeah, Andrew Oriana, Cam Sneed. You know, Daniel Bridgegad. We're all very different black
Daniel
comedians. Daniel Bright, yeah. Richie Anderson. He's the blackest dude I know. Who else?
Yes, I like this.
Who would have thought Charlie would end up with a black man like Richie? You know?
Yeah, who would have thunk it? Yeah. His family does make enough casseroles where I'm like, I think they are black. Like they every
casseroles
single meal is a casserole. Are such
casseroles are such a Minnesota thing. You know, his family comes from Minnesota because it's such a gross Midwest thing in Minnesota, especially. Oh, let's make a tater tot casserole. How about you go fuck yourself? All right,
tater tot casseroles are not that bad.
Oh, it slaps. It's good. Still, and they're also insanely salty. You need to fucking. Have you ever had a tater tot casserole?
They've never seen other They're like, no, we season our food. I'm like, yeah, but more than just pepper and salt. Yeah. Dude, there's a whole world of things.
Tater tot salads are delicious, but I feel like I get bloated from salt. Because it has beef, and people put so much salt on the beef, and then they sprinkle salt on top of the tater tots. And like
it's so bad.
And then
they put like bag cheese on it.
Yes, and then there's cheese on top of that. Yeah, it's so ridiculous. And people wonder why we're the most obese country in the. Yo, we lost track of jerking off. That's what we started off this episode with.
Whoa!
We started jerking off.
How did we get this?
That's how we started off, bro. I was like, we have to fucking circle back to jerking it, bro. All right, 10-year-old jerking it, bro.
Fucking squaring up,
dude. Jerking it.
That'll be on the next episode of Black Republican
Dragon
Podcast.
Ball Z.
Do you have any on the last episode of Black Republican Podcast? And it's just us sitting here.
It's just us be like nuance, Shaniqua Johnson.
It's all about nuance, Shaniqua Johnson. That's a sitcom.
It's like That's So Raven.
Yeah. That's so nuanced.
Yo, black comics this is a PSA for black comics.
Yes.
Can we cool on the chicken jokes unless can we cool on fried chicken jokes unless it's a unique angle? That's why I stay away from race. Unless I feel like it's a funny angle on a race specific subject.
Or
I'm not gonna touch it.
Yes.
Yeah. Too many black comics are like, yo, get some fried chickens. Okay, all right.
Yeah, and they're like, man, I like white women so much, you would think that they're.
Oh my god. Like, yo, the white woman trope, bro. Come on, bro. What are we doing?
And yes, you do enjoy a white queen, but you aren't out here just being like,
exactly.
And they gotta be fat.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
I know. I love my white women. They be getting them pink pussies.
What'd you say the other one where it was like, Oregon is the Wakanda for white women trying to fuck black guys?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
Yeah. Which is so fucking true and funny. Yeah. It's the Wakanda for white women.
Oh yeah, it really is.
I mean, honestly, if I was a white queen,
isn't it like
I only date non-white people, really.
Yeah.
So it's not. I'm them.
It's not.
I'm literally the fat white woman.
You're the fat white woman. Yeah.
I am a fat white woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much. That's why we get along so well. Dude, that's why I gotta hide my sister. I'm like, hey man, Chudier's coming over. You gotta get out of here.
I'm like, yo, can I get a job at Stand Up Live? I want to hang out with Alexa Bound some more.
Can I just be her server assistant? Please, I'll just bust her tables for her, please.
Oh my god. No.
But we have like 1 more minute left. Do you have any shows coming up?
I have The Perch on December 15th.
Hell yeah, dude.
So that's the next show, and then I probably won't get booked again until I move to Saudi Arabia.
True.
And become a headlining comic.
And you're just going to be doing the arenas that have the immigrants buried underneath them. You're going to be on a burial ground.
The slave workers who built the building, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they would do that, yeah.
People are like, are you watching the World Cup?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude,
that's a common thing people don't talk about. They would get slaves from India and the Middle East and from can we talk about the slave trade in East Africa? All right. People don't talk about that.
People talk about
all right. Hey.
Drake.
The East Africans were taken as slaves for thousands of years by the Arabs. No one talks about that. All right, my people have been slighted, even though my people technically weren't slaves, but there was slavery around that region.
Mm-hmm. Is there kind of like a nanny boo boo type thing where you're like, well, I mean, my people kind of, we didn't get got. Is there the kind of like a thing where like
that only happens when people are inaccurately racist? I used to have a joke about that when people make a slave joke, and I'd be like, "Wrong coast, bro."
True, yeah.
East Africa is not the same thing. No, I'd be like, at least be accurate when you're racist against me, motherfucker. All right, my ancestors weren't slaves, or else I wouldn't have immigrated here unless I was Liberian.
Right.
That
is a good point.
I'm the first to be here ever in the Gal lineage for thousands of years. I'm the first to set soil on American ground.
You set soil? You brought your own dirt?
Yeah, I did. I settled here.
You really did.
So it's like...
And it's crazy because
you can't make a slavery joke and be like,
one of the most American experiences. You play guitar. You're trying to write and publish a book.
Yep.
You're on a podcast.
Yeah. I'm trying to not fuck white women because there's too many white options.
Right.
You're trying to not fuck white women so I fit a black stereotype of, oh, here we go. This nigga fucks white women again. All right.
Yeah, you are breaking.
Especially nerdy black dudes. Nerdy black is our demographic is white women and other nerdy black women, but nerdy black women pretty much fuck white men. So it's like so pretty much just white women.
Yeah.
Who like that's
and
why
nerdy black girls are kind of a fan of white guys.
For real.
They do. Yeah.
They love them. They love them. That's why I remember like when Michael B. Jordan was like found with the Latina, his girl, she was a dime piece Latina. And then like the internet found out because he kept it a secret, and the internet went off on him like you don't like black queens. And then someone's like, well, you got to think Michael's kind of like a nerdy actor kid. And even though he's hot, he's still a nerdy actor kid. So you got to realize like maybe like he's really corny and dorky and black women don't fuck with him. Like outside of movies of watching him with his shirt off.
Right.
So with him, he's like, oh, well, like I like dating like nerdy. Like I tried dating black women, but they don't really like me all that much. So I stick with the thick ass Latinas. I like nerdy black dudes.
Thick ass Latinas. And speaking of thick ass Latinas, thank you for checking out today's
Black
episode
Republican.
of Black Republican Podcast. My name is Seth Balance. Check me out on my
Chudier
socials. Down below. Check the comments, baby.
Yo, check the comments. Follow me at Chudier Gal. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. And come out to the Perch. Great venue.
Great venue.
All right. All right. Well, until next time, love you guys.
Adios.